Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna do this today because it's supposed to be ridiculously hot tomorrow.
Because a mere 104 is not ridiculous enough.
Well, that's a feels like 104. It's actually...
Oh, I thought the actual thing was 104.
Well, no. Today, the actual at the moment is 98, and it feels like 104. Tomorrow, Fort Smith's being predicted for an actual as 107. Not even with the feels like factored in. So we're doing this today because it's going to be ridiculously hot tomorrow, and I don't know if my PC's going to like that. So, yeah. Why did the notification go off?
Oh, I have no idea. Did you get your drink? Okay.
Yes. We put the camera back outside because of weirdness yesterday. We'd been meaning to do it, but then some dude showed up at like 8:30, knocking on the door. Russell had tried to go to bed because he had a rough night and was in the other room, and dude was asking if the homeowner was around, and I'm like, no, she's out of town. And then he's like, oh, will she be back tomorrow? And I'm like, no, she's like out of town. She's not going to be back for a while. Like, the end of September, a while. Oh, are you guys renting? No, we're family. We're caretaking the place while she's gone. Oh. I'm like, what is this about? Oh, pest control. We've got a few slots open tomorrow. And I'm like, no, we're not interested. Number one, we don't have the money to. Number two, she's not going to be interested. I can tell you that right now. He was just being weird. It was weird. Okay? It was very weird. And I have short-term memory problems. And I kept, like, looking at what he was wearing and shit, because it felt a little weird. The uniform looked like a typical business uniform. Hey, Zorts. It should be in chatty chat mode. I think you have the ability to change it, too, because you're a mod. Well, I did it and undid it again just to make sure. Holy shit! 816! Y'all, take advantage of that Winds of Wisdom buff. God damn! I was getting like 500 when I was stream prepping this one. Holy shit! Holy shit. Plus the troll racial? Wow. Yeah, we're going to try to get some extra levels in on this one before this buff goes away. This was an entirely surprise. Did not know Blizzard was going to do this. They're apparently only doing it until August 2nd right now. And challengers, you're allowed to play. The buff cannot be removed. We went through this the last time they did it, when they did it for months on end. It can't be removed. We're stuck with it. So, bloodthirsties especially, go fucking level. Cause this is your holiday, bloodthirsties. This is your holiday event. Fucking go for it. Cause holy damn. Holy damn. We're kind of shitty, actually, if you really want to know. Last night I thought, okay, well, maybe things are gonna level out for a little bit. And I was just kind of sitting here. I was having a nice moment watching a really kick-ass sunset on a webcam from Tennessee. Had just the right amount of clouds in it. The colors were fantastic. They didn't have a funky filter on it, making it all orange and shit. So you could really see the purples and the pinks and the yellows, and oh, it was just lovely. And then the weird guy happened at the door. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? That kind of sent me on edge. And I messaged Russell after the dude walked off the porch, and he like came flying out here. He's like, what the fuck's going on? Because he got all weird about, you know, guy at the door at 8:30 at night. And but he'd already walked off the porch. And then my mom comes outside as we're putting the security camera back up. And she's like, well, your brother just called me. And he's in the hospital. And I'm like, fucking really? I was like, for what? Apparently he's... Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. 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 Run away. Apparently... he has some kind of heart condition. Or he has a heart murmur or something. Or has had it for a while. I'm not sure how long. And, it might have been while he was still on the police force. I can't really remember. But he was admitted with some kind of heart issue going on. He's trying to tell my mom it's nothing. He's like, I'm not in any immediate danger. He's like, they just admitted me because they have to do a couple of tests, and they can only do those tests while I'm here, so they just decided to keep me. So she got all in a tizzy, and she's like, he won't know anything more till tomorrow sometime, and which would be today. And I was like, oh, that's nice. So we never really got the full story. Something happened, and we got interrupted when she was telling us, and she never finished. And he's in Florida. So I said to Russell, I was like, why do I get the feeling she's gonna be asking us to take her to Florida? And he's like, I'll take her, but she's gotta pay for it because we don't have the money for that. Like, we barely have enough money to cover part of our groceries right now. As it was, we had to ask the aunt if we could skip next month's sewer money repayment so that we can stock up on groceries, because we're just about out of everything, and this month was super bad. It's like everybody wants a piece of us, and something's got to give here soon. And so he's like, I'll take her, but she's got to pay for it. So he went and told her, and she's like, okay, that makes me feel a little better. So I don't know if Russell's gonna have to take her to Florida or not. And then the icing on the cake is I won't be able to go with, so we can't even use it as a slight reprieve of being here, because the mother-in-law's not here, and we don't think she'd be getting back in a timely manner. To keep an eye on my dad, so Russell would have to leave and I would have to stay to keep an eye on him. Not like I can do anything about anything, because he's gonna have the car and I don't drive. So I mean, the only point in me being here would be, you know, to walk down to the grocery store at the corner. What?
I asked your dad.
Wait, do I need to mute?
No.
Okay.
I asked your dad, do you want me to put any of your water in the freezer if it's only going to get hotter?
Uh-huh.
I only have a couple. He has no water. He waited until it's this hot And now I have to make a third trip to Sam's. He's going to be joining us in drinking the cheap water now.
Can't you just get it at Walmart since you have to go there to get potatoes anyway?
It's more expensive to get it at Walmart.
Is it?
Yes, by a whole $1 a set.
But when you factor in the gas and he's paying for it...
The gas is not that much.
Alright, I just figured if...
I'm going to go there and get a little bit extra. Because if they're going to be using that, that means they're going to start digging into ours again.
What?
Without telling us so I could plan.
Well, why is he suddenly not buying the Aquafina that's like $7 a case?
Oh, it's a mystery. I haven't figured out why the person who's constantly worried about how much money they're spending doesn't suddenly want to spend $7 a case on half the volume of Aquafina. I don't know. It's my mind is boggled. I have no idea. I certainly didn't warn him ahead of time about this. I certainly didn't tell him he probably shouldn't do that. I certainly didn't inform him about how much money they would save if they would just listen to me instead of fucking about for a few months. But hey, it's a mystery.
Okay.
Hi, viewers.
It's just Zorts right now, I think.
Hi, Zorts.
If Zorts is still here, I don't know if he is.
Hi, maybe Zorts.
He might be getting ready for work. I don't know.
No, Wiggles. I gotta go and get water for Granny. Granny's not smart enough. So now I've got to venture out 100 plus. Excuse me, fused like 100 plus.
Zorts says hello.
Hi, Zorts. Bye, Zorts.
I swear, it's just one fuck you after another. I swear. Yeah, so if he has to end up taking my mom to Florida alone, which I don't like him traveling alone because I know... Breathe.
Alright. Okay.
Do you have your wallet?
I'm working on it. That's in the car.
Don't leave that in the car in the heat, because...
So the cat doesn't start doing things.
Oh, don't leave the wallet in the car in the heat. The cards could melt.
Yeah, I'm not worried about cards melting. That's alright.
I am. They're a bitch to replace. Yeah, it's just been one giant fuck you after another the last 24 hours. Come on. Get your butt up here. So, if he has to take her to Florida, there's a good chance that he'll be gone over my birthday. Which really fucking sucks, because then I'll have to spend my birthday alone. Not what was on the agenda. It's not like we had money to go do anything. It's just, you know, no money to do anything. At least we'd be together. I mean, there's a chance he could be back before then. It really depends on if he has to take her and when. So we don't know yet. But we were both itching for a road trip just to break up all the bullshit, even though they're stressful. But he certainly doesn't want to take my mom by himself. My mom's not the easiest person to deal with. And I know how he can be, so I'm usually in the front seat with him, you know, trying to fuss with the GPS or handing him snacks or getting him his drinks and stuff while he's driving and opening them and shit, and you know, trying to calm him down and try to distract the anxiety running in the background as much as I can. And so I'm not happy about this. I'm really not happy about this, but there might not be anything we can do about it. Oh my god, this Winds of Wisdom buff. Holy shit. Y'all. Bloodthirsties. Again, take advantage of this shit. What is this? Oh, I forgot to put my buff on. Let's do a rallying cry, granting all raider party members. Alright, well... that would probably be a decent emergency one. Alright, so my next bit of rusted is up to here. I might be doing some extra leveling on this one later tonight. Because they're talking about they might have to do something. My mom said they might have to put some kind of metal something in a vein or something with my brother's heart. She wasn't real. She wasn't a wealth of information. She said it wasn't a stent. And it wasn't like a pacemaker or anything. She's like, I forget what he said it was. She said some kind of metal thing. And I'm like, that's fucking helpful. But they don't know yet. Again, that's fucking helpful, mother. So I don't know. But, yeah, we're doing this today because it's supposed to be so ungodly hot tomorrow. And the mother-in-law was like, well, you can use the air conditioner out of my window since I'm not there. And I was like, we have our own air conditioner for the window. It's in our shed. We haven't pulled it out in 2 years. I still don't think we pulled it out last year. We may have, I don't remember. Wild challenges, lid, thirsty. Control your soul. Because we're like, we're not using it because the electric bill. And she's like, well, fuck the electric bill. She's like, it's gonna suck if it's a little high, but there's no point you guys should be sitting there making yourself sick because of the heat. And we're like, yeah, but you gotta pay the bill. So, you know. All challenges, bloodthirsty, control your soul. Warrior. Apparently she may have not been doing as bad as Russell and I were under the impression that she was, but we also haven't seen that many NSFs coming through. We saw one, which is a huge improvement for her, and I wish I was joking. But if it keeps those from happening and her spending like $500 on bank fees in the year, then, you know, so be it. We'll still try to keep the bill down as far as we can. Wild challenges, bloodthirsty. I think we still had 2 cases of water in the car. I don't know if he's still going now. He might say fuck it and go later in the week. He's pissed. Wild challenges, bloodthirsty, control your soul, warrior, dings, level. Oh, she's just 46. I thought she was 46 to begin with. I got my levels confused. Slash played. Forgot the fuck I was doing. I am tired. It was a rough night for me because I was pissed. And then I couldn't sleep. I didn't even try to lay down till 5. I think I was asleep by 7-ish. And then I woke up at 10. Russell was up. And then my mom sent him somewhere. I think she sent him to Sonic to get breakfast or something. And I'm like, really? They're gonna waste money on breakfast? Total kills. I figured she would have done it on dinner. When she says money is tight, her money is tight is very different from Russell and I's money is tight. Very different. Like, for Russell and I, money is tight. It's either, that credit card bill gets paid, or, you know, we get that, you know, extra snack. So you know, like that. Where am I going? I don't know. Like, that's money is tight for us. She's like, oh, money's tight, and then she's like, oh, well, what do you guys need from the store? And we're getting takeout. You guys get what you want. And I'm like, I thought you just said money was tight. I didn't get any greens this level. How about that? So I never know how to gauge where her budget is. I'm like, no, Mom, if you can be, if you can afford to be doing this shit, the money's not that dire. It's really not. I think we sent that to Twitter. Did we? We did. So how is Zorts today? Have you melted yet? Or is it not that hot up by you? We did get a thunderstorm the other night. Eventually. It rained for all of 20 minutes. It was not nearly enough. They're starting to ask certain towns in the area to start conserving water. Which I found it interesting that they weren't asking all of the towns to conserve. Only some of them. It's very strange. So we did a little bit of Michael's Minecraft last night, and then had to go do something in the middle, so I was like, fuck it, we'll just stop here. And y'all really didn't need to see me sitting there waiting for cows to be bred again, because I need bookcases, so I need leather to make the books, to make the bookcases. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna put everybody through that bullshit. The house structure is basically completed. We're now just working on the inside of it. Tomorrow, no. Last night I did get some more done on the flamingo painting. I got some of the, I got the base water color in. And I think off stream I might, I was supposed to be video editing today. I might, do the lighter, wash over it on the edges, so that way I don't have to keep tilting it up while we're on stream. Save the, excuse me, the inner, like the top section for when we're together again. I've just been itching to work on it, so I have been. We'll be getting back to needle felting soon enough. Husband canceled D&D today, which is the only reason why we're doing this now. He wasn't feeling that great last night, and one of our players is in the UK, and we weren't sure if... Wow, 756. I was getting 4 something, so... Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, what is... No intellect on that. Oh, Winds of Wisdom buff, how I've missed you as a bloodthirsty. Where were you while I was doing stream prep? Oh my goodness. No idea, you guys. No idea. Oh my word. That damn demon hunter. Took me 2 effing days. Because they're in tank spec, so they're a little bit slow. And, it's just... I had gotten about half of their level done Saturday, in between the show. So I was like, well, this is good. I feel good for Sunday. This is good. And then after the art stream and I had dinner, I was settling in to start working on the Demon Hunter. And then we started to have storms popping up nearby. And I'm like, oh, do I risk it? Do I not risk it? And I'm like, they're 57. It seems kind of stupid to risk it. And so I was like, oh, I'll wait till the storms move out. And then the storms kept kind of popping up. And then by the time they were finally out of the area, I looked at the time and it was like almost 11:30, and I'm like, fuck this. It's too late to be getting involved in this, because sometimes my internet gets wonky late at night and we don't know why. We don't know if it's the router or if it's the actual internet. Because we haven't had the money to get a better router for the amount of shit that's on there. If there is a better one, I don't know. But our one neighbor's sometimes on our Wi-Fi. She has permission. And when she has a couple extra dollars, she gives it to us towards the internet. We have a fire stick in the bedroom that he uses for something. I think he can log into one of the family members' streaming accounts that she gave him permission to or something. My dad's laptop, my mom's tablet, my tablet. I think the iPad was on it for a while, but I don't know where the iPad is right now. I don't even know if the iPad's still functioning, to be perfectly honest. That thing's old. Like, I don't even know where it is. Like, that sucker's gotta be... $5 or $6 years old, maybe 7. We don't do it, we don't use it for much anymore at all. There was a reason we stopped using it though. I don't know if they're not doing updates on it anymore or something, or did he have to sign into his Apple account and didn't know the Apple I don't remember. There was a reason we weren't using it anymore. I've had my little Kindle Fire tablet that I use to read terrible fan fiction before I go to bed. Although some of them are good. But it's always the good ones or the ones that you start to enjoy where the person who was writing it never finished it. And I'm like, no! You can't just stop in the middle of a story. What is this shit? I was reading one thing the other night, and it said it was part of a series that they had written. I was like, okay, cool, this looks promising. And it was weird, but I was starting to get into it. And I'm like, okay. Weird, but okay. Interesting direction they were going with it. And, they kind of cliffhangered it a little bit. And it kind of felt like it was abruptly cut off. And I'm like, well, where's the next chapter? Because it felt like there should have been a next chapter. But then there was another one in the series where it picked up where that one left off. And I'm like, okay, this really felt like it should have been another chapter, though. And then I started reading the second one in the series, or the continuation in the series. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I got to the last chapter in there, and I'm like, well, wait, where's the next chapter? because it abruptly kind of cut off in sort of a cliffhanger, but not really. It felt like there should have been another chapter with how it was left. And I'm looking, and it's like that was the second of a series of 2, and I'm like, wait, you didn't finish it? You didn't finish it. So then I'm like going back and looking for when the story was posted, thinking, well, maybe this is a more recent story and I just hadn't come across it until now. And it was last touched in 2012, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, they ain't coming back to this. I was like, well, motherfucker. I was so mad. I was like, you didn't even finish the frickin' story. I was like, you could have at least finished it before you wandered on off into the desert, into the sunset, wherever the hell you went. I've got another story series that I was reading, and the person that wrote it they wrote it very well. It was very good. And they had multiple stories in that universe, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. And the latest one I was reading, they didn't finish it. And they're like, yeah, I'm kind of moving away from this. And I'm like, no, finish the thing. And then out of nowhere, they posted an author's note on it. And they're like, yeah, so I've been getting a lot of comments about it. This is not something I'm going to be updating very often, if I even touch it again. This is going to be very much when the mood strikes me at this point, because I'm writing other stuff now. And so, yeah, they gave like a chapter like 2 years ago, and they haven't touched it since. I'm like, no, come back, finish it. We're getting closer to being done. Please come back and finish it. So, I mean, that sucks. It sucks so much. So half the time now, I hate the disappointment of finding a good fan fiction and it just never being, like, it's not complete. And if it hasn't been touched in like 5 years, I'm like, yeah, they're probably not coming back. So I'm like actually looking to see now before I start reading something if it looks like it's a complete story, or if they have X number of chapters out of X amount planned completed. And I'm like, because there's 2 websites I'll frequent. There's fanfiction.net, but to be perfectly honest, they've changed. They're not the same as they used to be. It feels like the better quality stories are on Archive of Our Own, I gotta say. But lately I've been reduced to rereading shit because when you can't sleep, you need to read something, right? So, and I'll tell you, little Miss Sassy Pants last night, or this morning, was giving me so much shit over the fact that I was still up working on a painting at like 4 a.m. She kept coming in here, tapping me, meowing at me, jumping up at me. I'm like, girl, it's my chair. I went and I checked her food. She had plenty of food. Peanut was hogging the chair that the bowl sits on, because we have to sit up on a chair because of the dogs, because they'll just waltz out there and eat the cat food. They won't eat their food, but they'll eat the cat food. And the cats will eat the dog food. I'm like, animals, we're confused. Eat your own food. Though I will say the dogs got kind of... Momo got kind of pissed at us. They like to hold out for anything that might come their way from us. So they definitely prefer our stuff over their dog food. And there used to be a policy in this house between Russell and I that the dogs didn't get anything from us until we were done eating, so that we didn't have them constantly bothering us while we were trying to eat. And then my dad moved in. And he's just sitting there eating and giving them stuff while he's eating. I'm like, no, wait until you're done. He's like, why? And I'm like, wait until you're done, because then they're going to become incessant with the begging while we're eating. Please. Well, that went out the window, and he's like, yeah, okay. And then he still kept giving them stuff. I'm like, really? Thanks. Well, now they hold out because my parents just give them whatever, and I have to keep yelling at them to not. Because Zuzu has stomach issues that flare up from time to time, and we're trying to nail down what his stomach issues are coming from. And half the shit she cooks, it's fried in all kinds of oil and stuff, and I'm like, can we not? They don't need that. And I don't want greasy doggy tummy troubles that I have to clean up. So now they hold out. Like, I never see Momo eat his dog food. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking skeleton. Go eat your dog food. Because some nights they get stuff from me if I have extra, and some nights they don't. And if they do get anything extra, it's a little bit of rice. You know, like plain rice, or rice with just the tiniest hint of like the smallest little piece of butter on there, just to make it smell like butter, so that Momo will eat it, because he's really picky. We swapped their food. We were buying them, it was in a red bag. It wasn't Pro Plan. It was, I don't think it was Pro Plan. Purina 1? I don't know, it was something like a muted red bag. And they prefer the beef flavor, so we try to get that when possible, but they don't always have it. So they had gotten venison and brown rice or something the last time, and we were almost out of dog food. This food's expensive for a small ass bag. That's maybe 10-15 pounds. Maybe it's 10 pounds. It was like almost $16, and money was really, really tight this month. You know, we're having to pay from when Russell had to have his tooth emergency pulled and shit. So we got them. I was gonna get them something pedigree. Russell grabbed a bag of Beneful. They were both about the same price. And Russell's like, let's go with the Beneful. We'll try it. It was $6. It was $10 cheaper than the other one. They smelled it and walked away. I'm like, really, fuckers? Really? So Zuzu ate it the other night at like 2 a.m. They will wait until the damnedest time to go eat. They like wait until they're sure there's nothing else coming their way, and then they'll go eat their dog food. So I'm used to Zuzu being like a 2-3 a.m. eater. When mom goes to bed, okay, there's no more goodies coming. Not that they get that much to begin with. So the other night, Momo actually went and ate out of the dog bowl. I have a little cup next to his bed so he doesn't have to get up and stand on the slippery floor with his shaky ass back legs at times. But he ate out of the big dog food bowl, and I'm like, oh, really? We'll eat it now, will we? They were not interested in the slightest when we tried to get them excited about it. Like, oh, look what we've got. We've got this new thing. Oh, it's a treat. And they're like, no. And I'm like, God damn it, dogs. But, they are spoiled rotten. I mean, they're good boys, but damn. So yeah, they weren't eating the expensive food, and then they're gonna turn up their nose on the cheap stuff. They're like, well, I'm really not eating that. I'm like, they would eat it, but they wouldn't eat it consistently. They'd go like 2 or 3 days without eating their dog food. I'm like, y'all have got to be starving. Eat your damn food. Didn't have this problem until Grampy moved in. Like, what the hell? What the hell, doggos? So, the buff is helping a little bit out here. We still have quite a few more rotations to go, so I'm definitely glad to see that on this one. That has to kill these moth things, because these moths give less XP than the other mobs that do gore. So but she can't handle the gore mobs. She's a little too fragile. She's gotten the lion's share of the greens this week. The demon hunter barely even got any greens. Probably because she's had to kill more mobs than the demon hunter. The demon hunter is on the level 60 mobs now. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of XP they're getting. Ow, my neck just clicked. Oh, that neck of mine has been terrible. It's probably going to be continuing to be terrible for probably another week. The weather change hasn't helped. In the slightest. Whenever we have extreme weather swings, it doesn't help matters. Okay. So we've got about half a bar left. I mean, we are moving pretty good. I know it doesn't seem like it, but we actually are. And I love that this Winds of Wisdom buff is stacking with the Rested. But that also means, you know, if I blow through my Rested, we will be getting a little bit less XP, but it'll be as if I had Rested. So we might try to push that warrior and get an extra level or two on them to get them a bit closer to Shadowlands in the hopes of wrapping up that warrior before October. Because again, finances. Because we still gotta pay that monthly sub, and I don't make money like some people do on their servers. It just don't happen. But I've never seen Ironforge so deserted either. I mean, I guess most people are hanging out in Stormwind. But even some nights Stormwind's been pretty damn deserted on my server set, so I don't know where everybody is, but considering there's like 5 to 7 servers, I can't remember the full number, it could be 8, connected to mine, and Ironforge is like, I see one person at like 9 o'clock at night. That's kind of creepy. It's not normally that empty. Especially at that time of day. I don't know where everybody is. Because it always says it's a high population, and I'm like, really? Is there really that many people logged in? Or is that just how many people are registered to the server? Because, you know. For this being high pop, I'm not seeing a lot of people around. So there's really not much point to just sitting in Oribos. There's no auction house there. I mean, there's a bank and a transmog, but I don't know, it seems weird to just hang out there. Unless the servers that were connected to this one are more horde heavy and everybody's chilling in Ogremar. I mean, I guess that's possible. Oh, there's our ding. Astral Shift. Astral Shift lasts an additional 4 seconds. Shift partially into elemental planes, taking 40% less damage for 12 seconds. So yeah, that's definitely an oh shit button. Alright, let me take off Earth Shield, because it definitely makes it harder to see what we're doing. So you're 54. Yay. The warrior just hit 46. I think we can get that warrior bumped up a bit higher. I guess he did go. He hasn't come back in the room. We must not have had that much water in the car. We hadn't finished unloading the car from the last time we went to the store. We started to, and then we just didn't. It was a we'll get the rest later sort of thing. And then, you know, later didn't exactly happen. Wow, challenges, bloodthirsty tidal soul. Resto Shaman. Ding's level. What are we at? 54. Just said that, didn't I? Looking at a slash plate so far of 6 days, 13 hours, 22 minutes, and 7 seconds. Total kills so far on the Shaman. Coming in at 11,729. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll tweet that along. Now there is a WoW Challenges podcast this week, everybody. And Azzy's gonna be on. And I'm gonna be co-hosting with Lita for that, so it'll be fun to catch up with Azzy. Alright, so let's do... I did replace one piece of gear, so we had male legs actually drop. I had male hands too, but the hands I had were better. So, let's do vendor trash first. So that came in at 357. So we're sitting at 3,099. And let's go through our gear that dropped. That was leather. That was leather. So yeah, this and the crazy ass cat. So this and those pants were the only 2 pieces of mail that dropped. These weren't that much better than what I had on. I think I like the stats on what I had on a bit better. I do remember looking at them. That was what, another 400 gold? Close to. So we're at 3, 4, 19. So not terrible. Not too shabby shab. Alright. So let's go ahead and grab the Demon Hunter. Now, Demon Hunter is currently 57. Ideally, I'd like to get another 2. Hey, Mrs. Rock Guru. I would like to get another 2 levels in on that warrior. I mean, I'd really like to get them to hit 50. That would be ideal. That means I would have 3 of them out here. That wouldn't be quite so ideal. But, you know, maybe with the Winds of Wisdom buff it wouldn't be as painful. So I gotta think about that. Do we want a bit of pain now to take advantage of the XP buff? Or do we want more pain in a drawn out fashion? With it taking longer to get there, you know? It would be silly not to take advantage of it, because it's not going to be here that long. Just put 5 levels in on your working man? Nice. Yeah, I will say I was very surprised to see the Winds of Wisdom buff come back. Doesn't look like it's going to be here as long this time, but that was very unexpected. When I was reading it, I was like, wait, is this just... Are they just doing it for PvP related stuff? Because it looked like they were... Looked like it's going away when the next PvP season starts. But I was surprised to see no, it's for everybody. So I was like, oh, cool. Because the way it was presented, I was like, wait, is this for everybody? Or is this just for, like, the PvPers this time? The way it was worded on the headline, and me being half asleep when I first woke up and saw it, I was a little confused. Time to boost up before Season 4. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna complain, because this is, like, the one thing that Bloodthirsties can participate in and can take advantage of. You know, it's their world event. Go get it, Bloodthirsties. This is your holiday. Because all the other holiday bullshit revolves around questing, so this is just there. Go for it. It's completely allowed. Because you can't remove it. It won't go away. Everybody has it. So, go. Go get it. Blow through your rested, and oh nice, 1386. That's helpful. Just do it. Do all of the things, and I'm sorry we're doing this today, but it's supposed to be so hot tomorrow, and the husband canceled D&D today because our one friend's in England, and that's part of his D&D group, and we weren't sure if it was going to be too hot for him to play today with all of the heat warnings we've been seeing coming out of there. So we were like, yeah. And he wasn't feeling that great either, Russell, so he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna cancel. So he canceled last night, so I was like, okay, well, if you're gonna cancel for Tuesday anyway, I think I might try to get in the WoW stream today instead of Wednesday. Because it's supposed to be so ungodly hot here for us tomorrow. That, I don't want to tax the computer too much. Because sometimes streaming, depending on what we're streaming, it gets a bit hotter in here. It's been like 28°C inside our house today. That's 82 Fahrenheit. In old money. Yeah, it's pretty warm in our room. Our outside temperature right now... Actually, let me check. Has it gone up any? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It went up. We're currently at 101 degrees Fahrenheit. So let me grab my converter. There it is. Let me grab my converter on Google. So, 101 Fahrenheit. That's going to be 38 Celsius. So that's what our current temperature is right now outside. It's 101. When I last checked, it was 98. But it feels like it's 108. So our feels like temperature outside is 42 Celsius. And they're predicting tomorrow of a normal temperature outside, regular temperature, of 107. So, yeah. And that's without the feels like factored in. So, I'm hesitant to be streaming tomorrow. So, I mean, it's already pretty warm in here. So I figured let's do this today before it gets too blistering hot. And then we had that surprise of Winds of Wisdom, so I am glad we decided to do this today and that the husband canceled, because now we can take advantage and try to bust through as much of this as we can. Especially considering it takes so long to get through the Shadowlands stuff. So we've picked up 12 slumber powders so far, so that's lovely. And I replaced one of my weapons. Then I had a cape drop, and I was like, oh, we can replace this cape that we've had forever from BFA. And then another cape dropped, and it was better statted than the first cape that dropped. So then, you know, I went through 2 different capes this level. But, you know, if you like the stats on something better, and you're allowed to wear it for your challenge, might as well swap. So we've been able to kill these guys fairly decently. It's been taking a little bit of time though. But you know, we can get through it. We're killing them. We're getting... I was getting like 920? No, that's not right. Was it? So this doesn't feel like it's a true 50. I was getting 920 rested. And we're only getting 1386 now. That should be higher. Because we're not 59. Unless it starts to diminish as you get higher. If that was a true 50... Actually, I don't think all of them have been a true 50, unless it's 50 off of the base XP. But still, something's not I was getting 920 before. And I know my math is bad. We are still rested. And I know my math is bad, but 9 and 9 is 18. So... I mean, I'm still happy about the increased XP, and I'm gonna take it. But... that's not a true 50%. Unless I'm missing something. Which I could be. But I'm like 95% sure I was getting 920. Staring at it for 2 days, going up in the chat. That was 920 rested. Unless it's interacting with rested a little bit different this time. Actually, yeah, no, because if I was getting 5 something on that warrior and then we were getting 7 something, that's not a true 50 either. No, we're getting 8 something. Still not a true 50. Huh. I'm gonna have to go back and read that article. I only saw the headline. Maybe I'm missing a vital piece of information. I mean, I know my math is bad. But... that doesn't seem quite right. I'm gonna have to go back and reread that. We might try to do some working man leveling here today too. Depends on how long it takes to get through the demon hunter. So I'd like to be able to say I did something this week in WoW since I am helping co-host. Alright, let me look at this again, because now I'm... Dragonflight Alpha Phase 2 starts today. They are really pumping Alpha hard. I'm concerned about how much time we're going to have to test in beta. Sorry, I'm pulling up Wowhead. If you are just returning after a hiatus from World of Warcraft, leveling another character or two, or preparing to get a head start on Shadowlands Season 4, that's the perfect time to jump into the game, beginning this week with each region's local weekly reset. World of Warcraft players receive... World of Warcraft players level 10 to 59 will gain an experience buff called Winds of Wisdom, which will increase experience gains by 50. Experience buff not available to World of Warcraft Classic titles. Players will also be able to take advantage of this experience boost while using their favorite heirlooms. Don't delay. The winds will shift once more with the start of Season 4, and the experience buff will no longer be available. Just going through the comments to see if anybody else has noticed this. I'm not seeing. Not seeing anybody mention it. And the further back I'm going, I'm seeing mentions about BFA, so... I don't know, it just doesn't look like a true 50. I guess I would have to go to the forums. And I don't feel like forum diving right now. I have to mentally prepare myself for going into the forums, and I ain't there yet. Still, an XP boost is an XP boost, but... I wasn't real sure on the troll because they're a troll, so they get a little extra. But yeah, if they were getting 5 something, then it should have been like closer to 10. Unless their racial wasn't being factored in, so maybe. But this definitely doesn't feel like it's putting out the right numbers. Interesting. That's gonna bother me now. Alright. I mean, it shouldn't because it's still an XP boost, but the fact that it's not... But then again, maybe I'm mathing wrong. I have never understood Blizzard math, so... Like, I don't know how it can say 100% and you have not dinged, so... Again, I could just not be understanding the Blizzard math. Entirely possible. Or maybe it's a weirdness because I'm on storyline and I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of explanation. I'll tell you, it's getting really hot in here. Just over the past, like, 20 minutes, it's feeling hotter in here. I might have to put another fan on. And I don't have my pop filter. I don't know where my pop filter is. I think Russell might have it. To be perfectly honest, we took it off of mine. Because he realized I didn't really need it. But I don't know if I still have it. I can't remember why we took it off. I think it was annoying me. It was in the way. Because we didn't have one that covered the mic necessarily. It was just like a little shield thingy that went in front of it that we had attached with some kind of weird bendy wire. It was like the size of like a teacup saucer. He is gonna be pissed that he had to go to the store. And we're still holding at 101, but I don't know when the last time they announced, or when they updated the temperature on one of the news websites. I mean, we have a thermometer outside, but that would involve me getting up and going outside and looking at it. And, I don't want to, so... I'd rather not right now. Just really rather not. All right. So hopefully he won't have to drive her to Florida. It's about well, when I looked last night, it was like 11 o'clock at night. No, like 10 o'clock at night. So I'm sure the drive time was much different at that time of night. But it's roughly a 17-hour drive to where she would need to go. And I don't know if he has it in him to do 2 9-hour days on the road. Last time we drove, we did it in 3. So I just don't know. Where are we going? We're going this way. We got a bar and a half to go. I actually don't think she has the money. Because they would have to stop. If he did it in 2 days, there's no way he'll do it in 1 day. That's at least 1 hotel overnight. But he also takes care of paying all of the shit online. And I don't know if I can fake his mom's signature on the check that we use to write, to pay the water bill, because it comes out of one of her accounts. I don't think it matters because she's not going to dispute it. But his handwriting and my handwriting are 2 completely different handwritings. Although I could just get the money out in cash and just go pay it in cash.
I need to get closer.
Which is how that might end up happening. I'll just cash the check. Because I don't think we have we might have the ATM card to that account. I don't know. We confiscated like all of, well, not all, but like 2/3 of the mother-in-law's spending capabilities at one point. Because she was getting a little out of hand. And not being truthful about how much she was spending. So, normally we'd be like, your money, what the fuck ever, but she kind of did something that we didn't know she was doing. And we weren't real happy about it because it affected us. So, we had to put our foot down about that. Because she is a hoarder. She admits that she's a hoarder. So, she's gotten a little better. But only because we've been putting our foot down about stuff. And we have, when she's here, we have to go through the house like once, like every 2 months. To see what shit she's accumulated. It was terrible when she worked for Walgreens because they would put stuff on clearance with these little like orange sale stickers on it. She would be buying the damnedest shit that nobody would ever use because it was on clearance. But it was only, you know, $3 instead of $6. Are you gonna use this? Yes. You have 20 different brands of shampoo under the bathroom sink, all of them collecting dust, and then you buy the brand that you normally use. No. You're not gonna use this. If she used it, it would be one thing, but she didn't. I can't tell you how much junk we threw out. And she would go through their canned goods and she would just be buying everything, and we're like, stop and think about what you're buying. Buying something on sale is cool and all, but only if it's something you use and you're going to use. If it's not something you would ever use when it was full price, then why the hell are you buying it at half? Can't tell you how much stuff we had to take to the pantry in town because she was buying stuff that nobody was going to use and it was getting close to date. So whenever she wasn't here, we would go through the food pantry. And we'd have like 2 or 3 plastic shopping bags to take down there. I'm like, stop wasting money. Please. And we tried to give her a budget to follow 3 different times. She followed it for like 2 weeks and then it went out the window. Hopefully she doesn't come back with a bunch of useless junk. That's what I'm really worried about. Because they're in her sister's Winnebago that the sister bought after she sold one of her properties. I know there's not that much storage room in them things, but there's more than there was in the car, so I'm like, right. So they're apparently coming back towards the end of September. I finally got a date nailed down on that. So I wasn't sure if they were coming back for the craft fair or if it was closer to October, but it's going to be closer to October from the sounds of it. And hopefully she gets her car back. Because one of Russell's uncles has it. And has had it since like April. I don't think we got any. I think that thing got re-registered. Give me 1 second. Two more levels, just hit 26. Nice. Give me 1 second, guys. I smell something funny. I'll be right back. Okay. Like, it almost smelled like something was burning in the kitchen. And I had heard somebody out there a while ago. It kind of smelled like somebody forgot toast in the toaster oven. And I gotta check, because my mom's forgotten stuff before. I just wanted to make sure, like, the smoke detector wasn't about to go off or anything. would have been a problem. I don't want that panic while I'm in the middle of a fight and being like, fuck, what the hell's going on? I will say we did notice that it looks like the car from the weird guy last night that knocked on the door at 8:30 is back across the street. So maybe he's legit. But it was just very strange. And rather concerning. Because of where we're at, we don't normally get people knocking on the door. Doing solicity stuff. It was very strange.
I don't have a target.
There's another slumber powder. So that's something. I'm not looking forward to making dinner tonight. It is so hot. Like, I really don't want to cook. Excuse me. Oh, what's this? Oh, we're starting our second stack of patterned wings here. Oh, wait, we wear leather on this one. So 33 agility, 63 stam. That's fine. 29 versatility. 20, okay, so actually what we have on is going to be better for what I'm looking for. I should probably wait to get up here to pull this guy. I know I probably shouldn't be stacking crit, but since I'm on my own and I'm not doing this in like a raid or dungeon situation, I tend to. I tend to lean towards crit mastery. And I guess the versatility isn't too bad on the demon hunters since they can kind of heal themselves, but we will see how things go. All right. Oh, clicky, clicky neck. Yeah, I was supposed to be video editing today. Obviously that's not happening. I guess I'll be video editing tomorrow, so there won't be... Damn it, it fell through. Shit. There's like one spot in here where if you kill the moth, it falls into the rock and then you can't loot it. Son of a bitch. Alright, so, there won't be a stream tomorrow. If there is, it'll be very late night, and it'll probably be Minecraft. But, you know, that's a big if. Because tomorrow I'll probably be working on the video editing that I was supposed to be doing today. I was gonna work on it last night when I got done the Demon Hunter, but I didn't get done the Demon Hunter stream prep last night until like 11 p.m. And by that point I was like, no. No. I'm too tired to deal with that bullshit right now. Because that's a lot of fine cuts and slices and stuff. Trying to get things cut where I need them cut. But I am definitely going to have to turn on the other fan here soon. I was hoping to not need to do it while we were live because it kind of blows right towards the microphone. And it's a little bit loud, although I just realized the husband's fan is running on his desk. And, he's not here, although I think he just came back. So that wasn't too bad. He must have gone to Fayetteville, Sam's instead of Springdale. So it looks like we've got a couple of more. Maybe this one and one more. At least under 3. 3 or under. I think it's gonna be 2. I could be wrong about that, but I don't even bother trying to interrupt Glitter Burst anymore. I just... On this one, it's not really dire that I interrupt it, so... So what's that at? 10... maybe one more. Let's see what we got here. You made it back. It's up to 101 now. Feels like of 108. You okay? You sure?
Yeah, just filtering. So, I found us a good deal on potatoes up there.
Okay.
I also went and got us some hot dogs, some cheese, and some buns. I figured that'd be something relatively easy and light to make.
Hot dogs and cheese.
Well, I got the cheese from you. I got the cheese
Oh.
still on sale.
We might do hot dogs tonight,
Yeah, that's what I
because
figured. It's relatively easy.
I don't want to light the oven for the potatoes tonight. I just don't.
No, I dig it.
It's bad enough in here as it is at the moment. Alright, level 58, you guys. She's getting there. She's got 2 to go. Let's hearth on back to our current inn of choice. Alright, we have to go back into... Oh, what is this? Revel in Pain. Passive. When Fiery Brand expires on your primary target, you gain a shield that absorbs up to 3,631 damage for 15 seconds based on your damage dealt to them while Fiery Brand was active. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let's crop this one down. Okay. Oh. We didn't do that. Alright, so that's gonna be WoW, challenges, Bloodthirsty, Soul, Glaive, Vengeance, Demon Hunter, Dings, level 58. I'm looking at a slash plate of 6 days, 14 hours, 42 minutes, 36 seconds. Total kills so far on the DH. What kind of hot dogs did you get?
Nathan's.
The beef ones?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think they make non.
I don't know.
No,
I'm just used to the other brands having.
Yeah. No, I got those because it wasn't that much more to just get the Nathan's, and it was a decent number in a pack. So I'm like, okay.
I don't know if we have ketchup though, just so you know.
I'm not sure.
I think we're out of ketchup or just about out of ketchup. Alright, so 24 gold repair bill. Not terrible. Let's run through our... Oh, nice. Our vendor trash here real quick. So vendor trash comes to 404. And let's go through the greens. And that gets us another 302. So 4, 5, 6, 7. 100 gold, roughly that level. Alright, let's go grab the working man now. We don't want them to be left out, so let's go grab Soul Blister. Wowhead is popping out the info like crazy. Alright. Let's hide general chat while we're chat all together while we're in the city. Alright, so we are currently 48 on the working man. The speckless working man. I've sold everything but these 3 gems and the life fruit. I'm struggling to sell the life fruit. I've sold a little bit of it today. Not as much as I was hoping for, but I sold a few pieces last night and a few pieces earlier today. I still have well over 1,500 pieces of it though. Ooh, there's a grass fire. Where? Oh, this must be Oklahoma City. Oh, I really hope nothing happens to that car. Alright, so Oklahoma's been having a lot of wildfires lately, and grass fires and shit. We had a burn ban, or we have a burn ban in place across our county and the surrounding counties. There was a grass fire south of us last week. That was sparked during routine army training. They were at their shooting range, and they were using tracer rounds or something so that people could see where their fire was hitting. And it sounded like one of the tracer fire rounds is what sparked the grass fire. So that was fun. That was to our south, though. And that kept moving south, so we weren't in too much of an immediate concern. But it was still something we had to keep an eye on, just in case the wind shifted. Because as dry as it's been, man, would not have been good. Alright. The hell? Who's yelling? Somebody was just yelling. Alright. Okay. Good, good. It was my dad yelling. Because of course it was my dad yelling. Let's see, there's usually one over here. Oh, maybe not today. Oh, I'm not seeing it. Alright. We should still have track. Yeah, that's still turned on, so guess that one just wasn't up right now. Ooh, gold. We don't see gold too often. Sometimes. Alright, so we're on the working man. Nice XP amounts with the rested on the working man. Now that feels like 50%. So we were getting what, 15? 14, something like that, I can't remember. That feels a lot closer than the XP did on the Demon Hunter. Alright, let's see. Hopefully that rare won't be up, because I don't want to tangle with them. And they don't appear to be. So I think we can sneak in here and grab that. So what the fuck's going on?
Huh? Oh, your dad's card declined when I went to get him water. Now he's on the phone trying to figure it out.
Well, payment probably hasn't gone through yet.
Well, that was his debit card.
There was probably a fraud alert then.
Yeah, something like that. That's my guess.
Because that bank loves to do a fraud hold if it shows up somewhere where it hasn't before.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever used his debit card at that location.
No. And if there was money in the account to cover it, then that's most likely what it is. Because they are trigger happy on that. I mean, good for your own safety, but when you're the one trying to do it, it's rather infuriating and embarrassing at the time. So how did you get his water?
I paid for it for now.
Where'd you go, Fayetteville?
Yeah.
I'll say, you didn't seem to be gone long enough to go to Springdale.
Yeah, no, I just went to Fayetteville.
I wonder if he's actually going to get anybody on the phone at this time of day.
I think he's talking to someone now, so...
And I bet that person's like, God damn it. My dad is not the person that you want to be on the other end of the phone. He is every customer service person's worst effing nightmare. I'm actually surprised more people haven't hung up on him. When he's riled up, he can be an awful effing lot. Which kills me because he's worked retail. He's been in positions where you have to kiss people's asses. He should know what it's like to be yelled and screamed at, but he doesn't seem to remember those moments. I don't see the rare bear up. So I guess somebody came through and did a rare spin through here. Since the bog monster was down, the bear's down. So somebody's been all up and through here. Alright, so we're at We only had that one gold node so far. 3 gold, 22 iron, 24 iron, excuse me, and 32 life root. So we're back to upping our life root numbers again. Pretty soon I'm not gonna be able to give this shit away. Like, I'm already selling it way cheaper than I really want to. But nobody's buying it. If I had a higher level inscription person, I would just be sending it to them to turn into ink, but try to sell the ink, but I don't have anybody. So we're almost 50% through this level. Almost. Alright, so nothing's popping up down there. Oh, we can probably go back to regular chat now that we're out of the city. I don't really see anybody talking out here half the time, so. Do 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 do. Okay. So let's see if anything has managed to respawn here. This time through might be a little barren. Maybe. Oof, this one keeps wanting to spawn, and I have no idea when this was last dealt with. I'm not going to double back, so that way there's something for us to grab the next time through. Oh, there's another gold node. Lovely. Very nice, very nice. Okay, we've got a few more bars to go here. And that seems to be one that I can't safely get to. So is that one. I mean, I can see it, but I think there's mobs up there with it, so. And while I can kill stuff on this challenger, at this point, since I'm in the starter gear, I never changed out my gear. I'm just not gonna even attempt it, Because I know the irons were saying, in my own experience, once you get above level 30 or so, stuff starts to really hit hard and can be really difficult to kill at this stage of the game. So really not worth it when I can just bypass it and loot something else further down. If anything else has respawned, so yeah, I had a feeling this side would definitely be pretty empty on this pass. So we'll see what the next pass brings. Alright, that one we can't get because Mr. Spider Pants is over there. So that's fine. Alright, so do we have anything over here yet? No, these guys aren't spawning. There's usually one or two up in here. Alright, so there's a node. Alright, and I don't bother with the strangle kelp because I don't know if there's dangerous fish in this water. I don't think there is. But the time it's going to take to swim down and get it, and then, you know, I don't want to risk being underwater and DCing. Because, you know, that would just piss me off to no end. Let me tell you. What's up?
Oh, nothing. It was probably the terminal because he called the bank and the bank said we never got a charge of any sort, accepted or not. So, I have to go get your mom some ice.
She couldn't have mentioned that?
No, she did. I just came back because his card had declined. I wasn't sure what was going on, so.
Sam's likes to decline cards.
I'm pretty sure the connections on those terminals are freaking terrible.
I wonder if they use Cox Internet.
Well, no, I think the thing you plug the chip into goes through so much abuse and they don't replace them often enough, so I think that's what's going on with it.
Because there was that one time they told us to try a different cashier.
Yep.
Oi. I'm surprised he got a hold of somebody because the bank's in a time zone ahead of us. Unless they don't close until 6. But they're not the type of bank that has 24-hour phone assistance. They have like a 24-hour automated system that you can like check your balance and shit, but there's usually not someone there 24 hours that you can physically speak to. So it's a rather small local bank up in New Jersey that he's still dealing with, even though he's moved here. I think because it was far too much trouble to have everything shifted to a completely different bank at that point. Because him and my mom both have their own separate money accounts from when they had separated for a while. And then he would occasionally transfer money to her. It was a whole thing. It was a whole ass thing. Like, paranoid about touching water now from being in Bastion so much. I'm like, no, don't touch the water. I'm like, no, the water out here is fine. It doesn't matter. It's just the water in Bastion you can't touch. For some reason, the water in Bastion decides to buff you. And we can't use that buff, so... It's just easier to try to avoid the water at all costs instead of freaking out and making sure I'm, you know, constantly checking my buff bar over there. So we got 2.5 bars left to go on this one. On this levelly mevelly. I mean, I could try to get to 50 at one point this week. God, that would put this one in Shadowlands. Plus the 2 Bloodthirsties. But at least this one wouldn't be killing stuff. This one would just be gathering, so that might not be so bad, because they'd be doing something different. Oh, come on, dismount. Thank you. When I go to mine, it auto-dismounts me. When I go to pick the flowers, you are mounted. Okay. Sure. Alright, got a bar left to go. Dooba-dooba-doo on this level, and that will put us to 49, and then I think we will be stopping the stream after this one, because it's getting fucking hot in here. And I really need to put the other fan on. I am just melting. Alright, looks like one more node ought to do it. And then I'll probably just park this one out here to work on them later. Maybe we'll hit 50 by the end of the week. Alrighty, we got an ability that we're not going to be using. So this level we ended up with 5 pieces of gold ore, 45 iron ore, and 85 life roots. So life roots definitely your prominent node around this lake. That's for darn sure. Alright, let's go ahead. Well, no, we can't hearth, because the hearthing will put us back in Dunmorrow, and I don't want to be in Dunmorrow right now. I want to be in Chillwind. Don't know why I just didn't change my hearth to here, but probably because it's faster to get back to Ironforge from here. I'll have to do something about that come Shadowlands, but now that I have specific bags for things and stuff, I might just... Grandparents going WoW. Interesting. Alright, well, let's get our slash blade. Oh, fuck. It's just too hot for this shit. Alright. So, that's gonna be WoW challenges Working Man. Soul Blister. Non-spect priest. Things level 49. Oh, nope, nope, nope. I wish. 49. So we're looking at a slash played of 1 day, 23 hours, 24 minutes, and 29 seconds. Alright, so we'll send that along. And that will do it for us today. Let's see, okay, it doesn't look like anybody on my list is streaming right now. So, at least I don't think they are. Let me double check. Yeah, no, not really. So, with that, that's going to do it for today. Remember, we're not going to stream tomorrow because it's going to be too bloody hot. We'll be back on Thursday for some Parkitect. So you guys take care. Enjoy the Winds of Wisdom buff. Go forth and level, friends. Just remember to be careful. Try to stay cool. Try to keep your equipment cool. And good luck. And until next time, have a good one.